My name is Reilly Gill. I am a clinical massage therapist, but I worked at Reckless for about 3 years, which is what brought me here to Favorite Records. The record that I chose is Blood Visions by Reatard. That's what kids would call him in elementary school, and so that's what he went with for like his punk band name. I learned about Reatard the day that he died. I was in the information commons at Loyola, which was like half a mile up the road there, and my friend Brian Broussard posted a Facebook status about it, and I always kind of respected him as like a musician and a creative type, so I Googled it. And that was the first record that came up, and I listened to it. I think it was probably Blood Visions, like the first track on there, and it was immediately just like, ding, ding, like, this is so good. And I had listened to some punk in the past, just like pretty generic things, but Shelbyville, Indiana doesn't have a lot of strong punk influences. My brother and I would listen to the Warped Tour compilations in his car a lot. And then I heard that, and it was a big refresher too, because that's when a lot of people that I knew were listening to like Animal Collective and a lot of math rock. And I don't know if my brain is wired a different way or something, but like Coco Rosie, like I just can't do it. Todd Novak from Hozak, obviously had him at Hozak Fest one year, I think, or Blackout Fest. And then there was that whole circle of people who had seen all of that. And I mean, I think there's a YouTube video of like a full concert that was in Australia, and so that was really cool, but they also came out with a really great documentary about him, I want to say 2 winters ago, and they actually started making it before he died, and then he died while they were making it. It's a pretty cool view on all of it, but it also kind of makes it almost easier to idolize him, I think. I saw him in that way for a long time, and it was just like, I was 20, and that was like my sophomore year of college, and that was really kind of the tipping point to like my 4 to 5 years of like serious Chicago partying too. And so having this and having the rest of his music and then the things that I found that stemmed off of it was also super helpful, because it was just like at a frequency that I really related to at the time. The whole album, it's just like furious and so fast, but also if you kind of like, I think after you listen to it so much, it kind of slows down in your head a little bit, and it's actually a pretty emotional album too. Like he writes like songs, My Family is like how his family doesn't know what's going on with like all of his coke abuse basically, and Nightmares is about like daydreaming almost about someone that you've been with, and those are the dreams that don't come true. And it's actually a pretty emotional album for a punk album, but it's so fast and distorted that you at first listen like can't tell. The pace of the entire thing was just so in line with the hedonistic like phase of my life that I can't imagine I'm the only one who feels that way too. I mean, and he was huge, it turns out, and I didn't even know. It's just, I don't know. It's, I think, a huge nod towards sort of classic punk rock. I was listening to it today, and it was even just his enunciation on like some of his words and like his weird voices and stuff that he does. It's that like nods towards like Iggy and the Stooges, and you just keep hearing more and more to it too. And it's the production level is awesome. And if you listen to the drum parts and the bass parts too, everything on the record is really cool.